What is going on, guys? Steve here. Welcome back to Football Manager 2019. We've only had to play one game since you last saw what was going on. Of course, in the last episode, we lost 2-1 to Liverpool, although went a goal ahead and did give a good account of ourselves, just couldn't quite get into that game. We beat Burnley 3-0 quite comfortably. I've just played Brighton. We beat them 1-0. And it took Bauer, the right back, to score. It was such a struggle, that game. It was. I honestly thought we were just going to come out with a 0-0 because it wasn't going well. I think we're top of the league right now. We've only played a few games. 6 games gone. We are top. We're joint top with Tottenham. And we're a point ahead of Arsenal, 2 points ahead of Manchester City. It doesn't really matter at this stage because it's all, very new, very fresh. I didn't expect really to be as competitive already as we have been, because obviously we only came up season before last. Last year we finished second, and on the final day of the season we could actually still have won the league, which was incredible. Had we done that, the series would very well be nearly over. As it stands, we could end the series this year. Now, the goal, I think, is going to be to win the Champions League and to win the league. Now, if I win one of them, I'm happy. As a Liverpool fan, I hold the league in higher regard than the Champions League, because anyone can win the Champions League. The league, for me, is more important, especially as we've come up from the Championship. No one really expected us to do anything. In terms of the team that we are going to use to play Dortmund in the first group game of the Champions League, I think it's going to be that right there. I have gone more defensive. The other team, the other setup with the staggered formation is only really for playing teams that you can dominate. And I don't think Dortmund are going to be a team that we can dominate. We are very familiar with this tactic. We used it throughout the majority of the Championship and last season in particular. And it stood us in good stead. Now, Thiago Maia, my voice is going. Thiago Maia drops to the bench, as does Etebo and Berardi. Ben Davies has been there all season. Pedro doesn't start. Stulak, he's not that he's lacking match sort of sharpness or fitness or anything, but he did play a full 95 minutes in the last game, so I'm going to give him a bit of a break. And that's it. Without any further ado, let's get into the action. I can't wait till we start getting some really nice links between our players. At the moment, they're not that happy to be playing with each other. They're not that familiar. So the Dortmund team looks like this. Bergwijn on the right. Mario Götze. Marco Reus still there. Paco Alcacer. Sergio Gomez. Stark. I think Stark's a centre-back. Correct me if I'm wrong. Interesting that he's playing in CDM. Their defence does not look great. Their attack looks very menacing, but their defence, I don't know. I think Mariano may very well cause them a few problems here. But these are the champions of Europe. Let's get into the first game of our Champions League career. Like I said, if we don't do very well, we may very well end up in the Europa League, and that could benefit us slightly more than having a full Champions League campaign in our second season back in the Premier League. I mean, if this was to happen in real life, this Stoke team would be dumped out of Europe at the first hurdle, I think. And speaking of hurdle, 9 minutes in, first highlight for Dortmund. Weiser down that right-hand side. Bergwijn follows up with a cross. It's cleared. And Mariano has it. The highlight is not over. Torre. Mariano making a run. Torre brings it forward. Looking for the run, maybe. Mariano's round the outside. Can he put a good cross into the box? It's blocked. It comes back to Bauer. Kent is sent too far. The chance is still there, though. Baba. There's Kent. I don't know what's going on. This is the weirdest highlight I've ever seen. Dorado still has it. Garcia plays it to Kent. Can he thread it? No, he's going to go for goal himself. He really should have laid that off. And unfortunately, that is a squandered chance, in my opinion. He burst through the middle. I mean, he's got every right to go for goal, sure, but at least managed to hit the target. He's not done so. We are not flagging necessarily in terms of fitness, but they definitely are the fitter of the two sides. That's for sure. I've got Rahman, the left back, struggling at the moment. He's the first player to dip beneath 80. Well below 80 compared to the defence of Dortmund, but that's half-time. Only really the one extended highlight to talk about. In the other game in this group, by the way, it finished 1-1. because they stagger the times, of course. So the Lyon, I forget who it was. Was it Dynamo Kiev? That game finished 1-1. Lyon were lucky, though. They scored in the 91st minute with Dembele. So Kiev might be somewhat of a surprise package. Just looking at that Dortmund bench, they've got a lot of good players on that bench. Philip, Dahoud, Hitz is a good player. Kanji's a very good defender. So they've brought on their fresh legs. We've not made a single substitute yet. I think it might be time for the big boys. I am going to bring on Pedro. This will be interesting to see what Pedro can do. I'm going to bring him on as a complete forward. I don't normally like to change the system, but in this instance, I think I'm going to. I'm going to bring Dorado off and bring Thiago Maia on. And I don't really like doing a triple substitution, so I'm going to leave it there for now. Just let that play out for maybe 5-10 minutes. See if we can get a grip. Maybe demand more from the squad. I mean, to be fair, 0-0 against Dortmund with about 17 minutes to go is an absolutely terrific result. Just shows that we can compete with Europeans' finest, and Kent is in there and he really should have scored. That's twice now. Kent could possibly have scored. I'm going to take him off, I think, and I'm going to bring on Etebo. Now, this guy is a proven goal scorer. Very well for us already this season. We play Middlesbrough in the league next, which is a bit of a change of pace, and I'm not too concerned about resting players. Although Middlesbrough are doing very well this season. They are up into 6th already, and they look like they are a pretty well-established team already. So that's not going to be an easy game. I tell you what, though, if you'd said to me you would be 0-0 with Dortmund with 10 minutes to go and not looking like the team that's second best, I would have bitten your hand off. There goes Duncan, ball through to Traore. Oh, he's missed. Berkey with a good save. It's going to be a corner. Pretty sure that's going to be the highlight, though. I'd love to know how many people we took away here, because there's no one behind that stand. Ball played in. Berkey with a great save. There's absolutely nobody behind that Dortmund goal. Where are all our fans? Throw-in comes. Etebo on the left. Plays it back to Bauer. Plays a ball into the area. There's nobody there. And this is a chance for Dortmund to break. And this is what I was fearing the entire time. They've got so much quality going forward that giving the ball away means that we're going to have to try and... oh dear. Ah, there it is. It's poor. It's so poor. I was going to say we're going to have to try and stop that advance. I mean, he's gone to VAR. I don't know why he has done. He's so far onside. I could see that myself. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they rule it out, but I can't imagine they will do. We've lost to Dortmund by the looks of things. I'm a little bit annoyed by it, though, because... yeah, it is going to stand. Let's tell the team to show some passion. Just 5 minutes of real grit at the end of the game. I don't think it's going to do an awful lot, though. We are a minute away from the end of the game. We're 1-0 down in a game that realistically could have gone the other way. Could have been 0-0. We could have won it 1-0. Kent's had 2 great chances. I'll take a lot away from this, though. I thought we were going to get absolutely ruined, and I thought that we weren't going to be able to compete. You know, we've gone into Europe maybe a season too soon, but this does go to show, I don't know how good this Dortmund team is, but it does go to show that we can compete with arguably the best team in the group. So, I would imagine, so long as we're on our game and the game is finished, so long as we're on our game, the media, right, German Football Informer has said, I predicted a win for Stoke today and maybe could have seen Borussia Dortmund snatch a draw. Well, I mean, I don't know where that's coming from. The pundits had, not the pundits, the bookies, had Dortmund as clear favourites. I don't know where they're getting that from, that we were meant to be winning that game. Yeah, I mean, they were favourites to win it. I don't understand it personally, but we need to very quickly change and alter our attention to the league. We have a Carabao Cup game 3 days later as well. Look at that. 3 days in between the Dortmund game and Middlesbrough. And then 3 days later we go to Millwall. And then 4 days later we go to Manchester United. And then 3 days later we're back in the Champions League. We are going to be shattered. It's a relatively heavy rotated team to face Middlesbrough. Reason being, of course, is we've got like 12 games in the next 4 days or something stupid. So, Rahman comes out, Davis goes in. He's not match sharp, but it's just going to have to do, unfortunately. Stulak comes back in to that Volanta role. Berardi comes in instead of Abdoulaye Touré. Etebo starts instead of Ryan Kent. Pedro is back in. I forget who he replaces. And of course, Thiago Maia starts today as well. But it's a very strong squad. I mean, I'm not really sacrificing quality for fitness or anything. I'd be happy to field that team against the best in the league. But we'll see how we get on with it here. They have Jones of Liverpool. I don't know whether they've bought him or whether he's on loan. He is just on loan, but he's still a very good player. They have got Braithwaite, and there's Mbula, of course, who left us. Not a bad little team. They've got a few of their original players as well. What are we, in the third season now? They've got quite a few originals left there. I don't even know, apart from Shawcross, Bauer maybe. Bauer's the only original, and Butland. Yeah, Bauer and Butland are the only two original players that we have and we actually still use. It's quite surprising, really, that we actually use anyone. I've got a Newport save. 3 seasons into that, we're actually in the Championship, right at the top of the Championship in second place. And we still use 2 or 3 of the original Newport County players in there. It's amazing who you keep. And if you'd said to me at the beginning, we still have the right back, I don't think I'd believe you. Mariano broke through then. The goalkeeper's made a great save. We're still top of the league at the moment, even with this point. Don't know what's happening in that Man City game, but they appear to have dropped a position. Can we get latest scores here? Match, latest, focused, shots, report. Latest scores. There we go. So, Arsenal drawing. Man City aren't playing. Okay, so Southampton have just equalised. That's interesting. It's a bit more fun to see that than just stats. Cross came in from the corner, and Randolph is there easily to scupper. Ball played long. We get it straight back. It's going to come straight back at them here. Here comes Berardi on for Abdoulaye Touré, of course. We need to rotate them a lot this season because Abdoulaye Touré is a better player, but Berardi can play naturally in that position. Stulak has made an absolutely sensational challenge then, but he's already on a yellow. That made me a little bit nervous. Etebo's deep cross to Mariano, and he's only gone and scored it. The guy is an absolute machine. We're going to go to VAR because everything goes to VAR. I swear to God, if this happens in the Premier League this season, it's going to be so boring. I mean, waiting for about 4 hours for every game just because they're going to assess everything. And they have awarded it. I mean, I could have told you it was a goal. But 1-0 up. Middlesbrough are in 7th. Even though they're losing, they're still in 7th. So they are a good team. Games around us, I think we need to be really looking at Arsenal. They're 1-1 at the moment with Norwich. But as long as we're winning our game, I don't suppose it really matters. Arsenal are in 3rd. They are already 3 points behind us. So we do need to make sure that we win this game. Ball comes in from Stulak on the corner. They're playing zonal marking. I hate that. I don't understand the point of that at all. You've got no momentum. They stand... My bad. They stand in a straight line and they don't mark people, and then the attackers just run straight into them. There's just no momentum there for the defence to be able to stop it. It just doesn't work. I don't understand why people play it. Etebo with a great challenge. Davis plays a long ball. It's blocked, but we still have possession. Pedro has played a terrible pass. Pedro has not played well at all since last season, but I don't know whether it's all the transfer talk and the disruption and the fact that he's still under offer. I don't know whether that's got anything to do with maybe altering his morale. Davis on that left-hand side, and as I've just criticised, he's gone and got his first goal of the season, and hopefully that'll be the first of many. I was hoping playing Pedro and Mariano together would actually spur them both on to potentially be the best strike partnership in the league, and then maybe Pedro wouldn't want to leave. However, I'm going to put him into a complete forward there, and I'm going to see if that does anything, makes a difference at all. He does like playing shadow striker. He could maybe play advanced forward. No, it's even further forward again. What about deep line forward at support? Maybe. Hold up the ball, take more risks, and move into channels. What does the false nine actually do? Take more risks, hold up the ball, move into channels. No, dribble more, take more risks. So it's, take more risks and dribble more with a false nine. Deep line forward attack is hold up the ball, move into channel, so he doesn't dribble more. With the advanced forward, it's get further forward and move into channels. With a complete forward, it's take more risks, dribble more, get further forward, roam into position. I'm going to go for complete forward because it basically does what a false 9 does, but a little bit further forward. You didn't need to know all that, but I kind of felt like, anyway. Stulak can come off. Let's bring on Dorado. Not that he's that happy to be playing there. I may very well... I think I'm just going to leave it there. There's only really one player who was lacking in fitness, and that was our Volanta. We've changed that out now. I think Mariano could do with coming off. We may need to change back into the other system just so we can rotate some players around. We are going to be playing a lot of games. We've got both of our strikers on the pitch as well, which might not be a good thing. I do have Adam Ida, who may very well come in handy this season because we've got a lot of games to play. Maya with a long ball goes nowhere. Conceding here would not be fun because this would put us at a massive disadvantage going forward. Great save from Jack Butland. And a good goalkeeper really does save you in Football Manager. I've got one on my other save, and without him, as I found out because he got injured for 2 or 3 games, it makes such a difference to the way that your team play and the way that everything works. And I lost and drew and all sorts without my main goalkeeper. Let's bring in Alex Garcia for Pedro. We do have one more sub to make. I'm tempted to take off Thiago Maia. I don't have my spare striker here, so I'm going to take off... What's Maia's fitness? Maia's fitness is 80. Mariano realistically needs to come off. Pedro should have stayed on. In fact, I will. I'll keep Pedro on. I'll put him as a complete forward. We'll keep Pedro on. We'll take Berardi off because he's on a yellow. Although Berardi, never mind, Berardi can stay on actually because he's got 79. Who needs to come off? Etebo maybe? Let's bring Ryan Kent on. Very long-winded. Just need to try and save fitness really. I mean, my centre-backs and Bauer is actually looking very tired right now, which could be a problem going forward. I forget who my right-back is actually. Garcia plays it in. Well, it's gone in. I don't know how. Does it go down as an own goal? It is. It's a Flint own goal. Well, it's going to go to... Wait, was it ruled out? It was disallowed. I don't know why, but Alex Garcia... Oh, Flint... Wait, what? Flint was offside. That makes sense. I mean, there may have been an error there on FM's part. I don't know if it'll let me look at the offside goal. I don't think there's no option to click it. Not convinced by that. I've got a funny feeling the game thought Flint was offside, despite the fact that a defender for his own team cannot be offside. Maybe it was Garcia that was offside. I'm not convinced, though. I've got a funny feeling the game got that one wrong. But it didn't cost me a game, so I'm alright with it. Apparently, Pedro had played 10 hours of football without scoring a goal, so I'm glad he's on the score sheet there. Hopefully, he can kick on now. We play Millwall and Man United, and then we're back in the Champions League. I think what I'm going to do, as I said before, was, I know it's a lot of games, like, and a lot of big games. Like, Man United's a big game. Another Champions League game, there's a Carabao Cup game there, that's quite a big game. Manchester City is a big game. Another Champions League game, Arsenal's a big game. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to skip all of this, and we're going to come back at the beginning of November for Lyon in the Champions League. We'll see where we are. We'll know what's going on. And then we'll play Chelsea in the league, and again, we'll have a very firm understanding of how well we're going to do in the league this year, and how well we'll be doing in the Champions League as well. That will be in tomorrow's episode. I have nearly broke my hand on the desk. If you have enjoyed this episode, though, smack that like button, subscribe to the channel, and until the next time, goodbye.